Hey everyone, my name is Mars, like the planet, and this is Housewarming. Today it is almost springtime in southern Louisiana, and so it is a perfect day to go outside and clean up the garden. This is our backyard, and it has been a labor of love. What started as a mostly rock garden with just a couple of shrubs has turned into a beautiful garden. I have completely cultivated this garden myself, putting in the plants, the mulch, and also ripping up our deck as well as adding and growing grass. Now, this garden is not perfect, but I always say a perfect garden would mean you'd have no work, and I absolutely love being in my garden in its imperfect state. Today, I'm just going to go around and clean up all of the dead leaves. I'm going to rake, as well as just get rid of anything that is just dead or diseased in my garden. We are coming out of winter. It is getting a little bit warmer. And while cutting back dead leaves and branches and cleaning out your garden is not necessary because it is nature, it will break down on its own over time. It is the best way to keep pests out of your garden. It is the best way to get rid of any dead or diseased things that may be harboring over from the winter time or even the fall time, and it just makes your garden look a little bit more tidy and ready for spring and summer. So it is still cool here in Louisiana. It is about 60 degrees, if that is cool to you. It is about 60 degrees, so we are kind of coming out of our freezing temperatures, but I definitely have some plants that succumb to the freezing temperature, so I'm just going to get rid of those completely. I have a planter that needs to be completely replaced, and I also just have a couple of plants that just need a bit of tidying up. So I got all of these plants from our local garden center on sale, and I got them from Home Depot. I do not like to spend a lot of money on plants because while you are seeing the plants here in my garden, I've gone through a ton of plants that have been planted and maybe have died and just not survived. There are 2 azaleas that I have in my garden that I'm not sure are alive still, but I'm just going to see if they break dormancy and if they recover. But I do a lot of replacing of plants in this garden just because I am still a beginner. Even though I've had this space for 3 years, I'm still new. I'm still learning my climate. I'm still learning the plants. So while I may put some plants in, maybe they just aren't the best for my space. Like I said, this garden was a rock garden before I started. So there are still a ton of rocks in this garden, and some plants just can't handle that. Some plants need a lot of loose soil. Some plants just can't handle. This is a west facing garden. Some just need a little bit more shade. And while I could, try to do more research, I am trying my best. But like I said, I really do not like to spend a lot of money on the plants in my garden just because there is just that reassurance that if it doesn't work out, I didn't drop $100 on a plant. So I do like to go into the clearance sections just to see what they have and just to try them out. I have had great luck, finding quite large plants for only a few dollars that have fully taken over and blossomed in my garden. And sometimes I've struck out and the plant has just died, and that is perfectly okay. At least I got to enjoy them for a season or two. Also, some plants that say they are perennial maybe not be perennial for our area. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm just going to be cleaning up today. I am going to go in with mulch in a few weeks. I'm also going to spread down preen, which is a weed preventer, just so I can start to control the weeds in this garden. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, just leave them down in a comment down below. I post new videos every single Wednesday, so I will see you guys next week.